Welcome to Thursfields Talk Legal, a vidcast series from one of the leading law firms in the Midlands. I'm Steve Dyson, a journalist who's talking to a range of solicitors at Thursfields on legal topics of wide interest to the public or businesses. Today's episode is all about steps to take when a co-parenting relationship breaks down. And I'm going to talk to Hannah Nicholls, an Associate Director in the Family Law Department at Thursfields Solicitors. Hannah advises on all aspects of relationship breakdowns, and her expertise is dealing with complex children matters. She's an active member of Resolution, the National Organisation of Family Lawyers, and sits on Resolution's National Parenting After Parting Committee. This aims to support parents following separation and helps them to find effective ways to resolve issues relating to their children. Hello to you, Hannah.
Good morning, Steve. Thanks for inviting me to take part today.
No problems at all. Hannah, we're here to talk about co-parenting. What are the most common areas of conflict that cause breakdowns in these relationships?
Steve, the main disagreement that we find between separated parents is about future living arrangements for the children. So this will include how much time the children should spend with each parent. Other issues include education, typically which school a child should attend, religion, so whether or not a child should follow a particular religion or faith if the parents have differing views on this. Difference in parenting styles. Obviously, children will be dividing their time between two households, and the parents may have very different ways in which they run those households. So this can often cause a conflict. Not keeping the other parent informed about the child, for example, when there may have been a medical issue whilst the child's in their care. Holiday arrangements, such as one parent wanting to take the child abroad and the other parent disagreeing with either the location or the time that they want to take the child away for. And other issues can occur, such as introducing new partners. That can be fairly hostile.
Gosh, there are so many different things to think about, aren't there? And lots of potential for disagreements, especially with people who aren't necessarily getting on. That's why they're splitting up, of course. How can parents best prevent such breakdowns?
Early intervention is really key. So it is ideal if parents can address issues and reach an agreement as soon as possible. So at the very early stage of their separation, or even prior to their separation if they know that they're going to separate. It's really important that the parents consider what their child needs. They may consider having early help from a third party, such as a mediator or a counsellor. And it's really important to also agree how they're going to continue to communicate with their children. I really think communicating with each other as much as possible is key, and conversations can be difficult, so it's important that parents plan ahead, choose a good time to talk, think about what you're going to say in the conversation, and give notice of that conversation to the other parent. If things get heated, maybe suggest revisiting the conversation at another time. And it's really important to write down anything that you agree on so that you can have something to focus on moving forwards.
Getting into such matters as soon as possible certainly sounds like the beginnings of a solution, but there is so much to consider, isn't there? Where do parents start to make sure they're covering all the angles and that they know what needs to be in the agreements?
With any co-parenting relationship, it's important that parents, when separating, really research and read about the separation and also co-parenting and how to make a co-parenting relationship work. There are various books available that can be sourced online. There are podcasts about co-parenting and separation and lots of online content. It's really important to recognise as well that this content is available for children of all ages. So it may be useful to provide children with some resource as well. The Resolution website has lots of input from family justice professionals and aims to resolve matters in a constructive and non-confrontational manner. So this website contains a lot of helpful guides for parents. Again, third-party help from mediators or counsellors might help, and also therapists can provide an invaluable insight. Adele Ballantyne, a relationship therapist from Leader Consultancy, is with me today, and anyone watching can ask her about this too in our Q&A. There are also parenting courses or workshops which parents can attend in order to work on their co-parenting relationship.
Okay, so let's imagine that parents have done the right thing, Hannah. They've sat down early, they've researched their subject, maybe they've even attended therapy or a parenting workshop, but they simply can't agree. What's next? Is this when you need a lawyer to take it to court?
Yes, lawyers can help, but it doesn't have to start with an adversarial situation. If parents are finding it difficult, a qualified family lawyer can actually help them to reach an agreement as early as possible and as amicably as possible without the need for recourse to the court. Experienced lawyers can advise on documents such as a parenting plan, which can be negotiated and put together, setting out an agreement for the children to spend time with each parent. It may also address which school they are going to go to, who will take them and pick them up from school, and also set out what will happen during school holidays and special occasions such as Christmas and birthdays. Making a plan with the help of lawyers can mean that reaching an amicable agreement may happen quickly and help parents to stick to that to eliminate fallouts.
Yeah, I'm sure every parent would want to do that for the sake of the children, and many succeed. But for others, especially in very acrimonious breakups, there's just so much conflict that it's difficult to agree about the children. How can complete breakdowns in co-parenting relationships be tackled?
If needed, family lawyers can be instructed to take a more formal action. This may involve officially corresponding with the other parent, working through each parent's various issues. There are also alternative dispute resolution methods such as mediation, collaborative law and arbitration, and again further therapy and workshops which lawyers can help signpost parents to. Court can be turned to as a last resort, and an application can be made to put in place an order which can regulate an agreement. However, we very much see this as a last resort, and it's important for parents to try and explore all of the methods before they reach this route.
Sure, I understand that. Finally, Hannah, what are your top tips for people who really want to succeed with their co-parenting relationship?
Ongoing communication is my absolute top tip, both during the separation process and afterwards. A co-parenting relationship is a long-term, forever relationship, so it's important that that communication stays as healthy as possible. Also, listening and talking to your children. They have a voice and their views matter too. They will find separation a very stressful and emotional time. And it's really important that both parents sit and listen to their children and make sure that they actually have an input on how their co-parenting relationship is going to work moving forward. Again, as I've touched upon previously, acknowledge what you agree on and write it down. Having that written record can really give you something to focus on. And if you're really struggling, remember that you're not alone. You can seek help or advice from a family law professional, a mediator, a counsellor, or a therapist. And there are many routes which you can take to have support in your co-parenting relationship.
Hannah, it's been great exploring this subject with you. If people listening want more detailed advice on the steps to take when a co-parenting relationship breaks down, who should they contact at Thursfields?
Anyone wanting to discuss this topic can contact me directly by email at hnichols@thursfields.co.uk or by telephone on 07923 230 245.
Hannah Nicholls, an Associate Director at the Family Law Department at Thursfields Solicitors. Many thanks for joining us on Thursfields Talk Legal.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
Hopefully what Hannah had to say about co-parenting is something people will find useful. We'll be back soon to talk to more legal experts here at Thursfields about other interesting aspects of the legal world. Thursfields Talk Legal. Thanks for listening.